We all know that a big backswing and a full shoulder turn is the key to making a powerful golf swing, but how do we do it? And more importantly, how do the shoulders work in the golf swing to create the necessary tilt to allow us to swing the club on plane? These are really important questions that we're going to look at in this video and try to help you understand how to apply some of these amazing tools to play some of your best golf. So one of the most common things that I tend to see with golfers who struggle with coming over the top or getting stuck behind the ball is that they really have a flat shoulder turn. And when we talk about a flat shoulder turn, what we're generally talking about is this lead shoulder wanting to work up during the backswing. And we can see it's kind of working up and into my face there. And I'm really getting this all contracted and kind of tight, and I'm not really able to do much here. And when we're talking about people making this flat shoulder turn, what that tends to cause is the right arm to really kind of get chicken winged, if you will, or really too up and folded and out of position. Because now with my right arm above the golf club, when I try to extend it, the only thing that really happens is I go over the top. So if we kind of look at this, if I make this flat shoulder turn and get the golf club way behind me, when I try to spin and throw the golf club, I'm really getting the club out and across the line, which is going to be very, very swipey coming into impact. So how do we get the shoulders to turn not only farther, but also deeper? And that's what we're going to try to figure out here. So if we think about this, when we're making that flat shoulder turn, generally a flat shoulder turn is also because of a collapsing lead leg. So if we think about the left shoulder kind of turning up and flat, what's allowing us to kind of move is the left leg collapsing in the backswing. And that's where we see that we really don't get much turn at all. So my left shoulder hasn't really turned around my spinal column at all. And I really haven't created any depth, and I'm pretty steep with my right arm behind my body. So now when I try to turn, like I said, that golf club just wants to come over the top. So an easy way to kind of think about this is we don't want to have a flat left shoulder coming across our body, because like we talked about, that's only going to lead to troubles in transition. So we actually want to get our left shoulder to go down so that we can get our right shoulder to go up. So I want to actually try to get my left shoulder to feel like it's working more down towards my right foot, which we can see starts creating some tilt for my arms. So now all of a sudden we can see that I've actually got my right arm more underneath the golf club with my left shoulder lower, and I've also got my left shoulder more away, and I haven't contracted that up into my neck. So now all of a sudden I've actually done a much better job of getting this into a position where I can actually go ahead and rotate and get the club to stay more on plane. And now it's easier to deliver this club with a more neutral club path, simply by changing the pitch of the shoulders during the golf swing. So with the simple concept that we're trying to get the left side down in order to get the right side up, and that's kind of all we're talking about in this very simplistic understanding of the shoulders. So left shoulder down to get right shoulder up. What do we do once we get to that position? Well, we have to inverse that. So what we're going to do is, from that position, getting the left shoulder down towards the trail foot, now I have to try to get my trail shoulder down to my left foot. So now we can see I'm really having to work my left leg more actively and up, and I'm actually getting my left hip to want to stay back, and I can create that forward shaft lean. So we can see a lot of good things happen there when we simply start working on creating the appropriate tilt with the shoulders throughout the swing. So in a really easy, simple kind of understanding of it, we want to work the left shoulder down and across the body, and then we want to work the right shoulder down and across the body. And that's going to allow us to simplify the motion of the golf swing, create some better tilt, get the club on plane with the right arm in a little better position and supporting the golf club, and allow you to be able to make a more consistent, more powerful golf swing. So there's always the point in the lesson to where we start talking about the shoulder tilts and how that applies to the golf swing. And most people really have a difficult time actually dissociating their lower half and upper half. So what we've come up with here is a pretty simple to use drill that really makes it easy for people to start learning how to rotate their upper body around their spine versus just using their hips to try to create all the mobility. So what we're gonna do here in order to take advantage of our shoulder tilts is we're just gonna get our knees or our shins, whatever you kind of have available, up against the edge of a table here. And I want to actually get my shoulders on the table, my head on the table. I want to feel more on the balls of my feet here. And I just barely want to be touching the front of this table. And then all we're going to do from here is we're just going to take our shoulders and we're going to start moving them across the body. So we don't want to try to turn the whole thing with the hip going back. We actually want to keep the hip on the table, the knee on the table, and then we want to bring this left shoulder down and across like this. So you're going to notice that the sensation is that the hands are down, and they are, but that's why we're going to be more here. And now we can see that that's a really nice way of kind of learning how to move this shoulder away from the ball and around the spine without collapsing the legs. And that's a nice way. So we can not only do that with the backswing, but we also can do that with the through swing. And that's really going to help us understand how we want to use our legs to support the tilts of the shoulders. So I know it's easy to go after the grip and the hand placement and the positions when we're looking at our golf swing on camera. But keep in mind, we don't have to manage the golf swing quite as much if we create a nice natural tilt out of the shoulders by actively twisting the shoulders around the spine versus opening the hips back and forth. So we hope you found this helpful. If you try this and have some success or have some further questions, hit us up in the comment section and make sure to subscribe so you never miss another one of our videos in the future. So until next time, keep grinding.